What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the AMG Podcast. We are here again. We got the fellas in the room. We got brother Larry Woods, Craig Cooper, and Travis Helm, AJ Lavender. What's up, guys? What's happening?
What's happening, everybody?
Oh, man, everything is everything. Woods, you back from the pond, over the pond, man, coming back from overseas. How you feeling? Jet lag?
Little jet lag, that 6 hour difference does catch up with you fast.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Well, welcome back to this side of the pond, my friend. Glad you made it back safely.
Thank you.
Awesome, brother Coop. What's happening over DC? Y'all got a little snow? What's going on? You got palm trees and sunshine.
No, neither. Right? You've got 20-degree temperatures.
Well, hey, man, it was 41 this morning when I woke up. Coop, that make you feel a little better? Here? No, it was 41. I don't know what it is now. It's not 41 now, but it was 41 this morning at 5 a.m. That's all good. What's up, Trav? What's going on with you, man? How are you, bud?
I'm good, man. We had some snow in North Carolina.
Okay.
It didn't make it to the ground, but it was in the sky.
It's in the sky. I feel you.
Mhm.
I feel you. I can tell you love the snow. I can just see it in your face. You just love it.
Well, North Carolina is not really prepared for it because it
Yeah.
doesn't happen around here. So,
That's true. Yeah.
yeah.
Tennessee was the same way, right, Larry? Like
You're right.
they were never ready for the snow. Black ice, snow, sleet, nothing. It's like they shutting down Kroger, grocery stores, people buying potted meat and beans, like Armageddon. It's like what? Brother AJ, and I know you got some snow. You way up in
Yes.
the north.
Yes, we did. We got blasted by snow, and now it's frozen too. So it's like negative 10 degrees Celsius over here and like negative 15 overnight. So now all the snow is like compacted, and yeah, you're
And
basically
didn't you say it froze your car too? Like your
yeah,
car?
yeah. My car battery and everything like that's frozen. Nothing's clicking. So
Mm. Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna mess
All
with you,
fun
but
and
I'll leave
games.
that alone for personal time.
It's all fun and games over here, man.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Well, fellas, today we're gonna get into another great video we're gonna watch together with obviously ourselves and our viewers, and we're gonna have a good discussion and chop it up regarding the industry and let the video do what it does, and we will chop it up. So, brother AJ, let's get that thing up. Let's see what I don't even know my man's name. I don't even know his name, but he seemed like a solid cat in this video, and let's see what he's talking about.
All right.
Listen to this, you guys. Life insurance is the world's safest industry. There's an account that yields 5 to 6 times more than long-term CDs, has guaranteed returns in most cases, does not have to be reported to the IRS, can be accessed by any time without penalty, lets you retire 100% income tax-free, and yet almost no one knows how wonderful these plans are because the government places tight restrictions on the advertising of these accounts, even though they are 100% legal. Why are they secret? I'll tell you in a moment. The only way to prove that is to own some. Now, why can't we advertise all the greatness of cash value life insurance? You ready? The government places tight controls and restrictions on the advertising on these accounts because they can't make a dime off of them. If we sold cash value life insurance to everybody in America, there would be no tax revenue for these guys to screw up. When the money goes in, it accumulates without current taxation. When you take it out as a retirement benefit, it is paid out tax-free. And when you die, the death benefit is paid tax-free. Let me ask you something. Don't you think you ought to get out there and tell America this right now? Listen to this, you guys.
I can't write fast enough, Larry. I can't do it, man. I try. All right, before I get into my little spiel here, let's just jump in, man, on this. This guy hit so many different points about the industry, about life insurance products. All right, Trav, let's start with you, man, over in North Kakalaki. What hit you? What stuck out?
The truth of the hidden nature of what these retirement plans can do. It's a retirement plan. And I didn't know about it until AMG. I went through 3 different careers without knowing that it even existed, that it was an option. Life insurance to me was always about the death benefit from everyone that I've heard from, agents, agencies, that's, and that part is true. That part is real. but the liquid asset, the liquid asset to it,
Hmm.
the revenue, the accumulation, all that, like you put me on game there.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I came on game, it changes everything. But I think that that's, the same story with people I'm talking to now.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's swing around. Larry, how about you? What did he say that poked you a little bit?
Um, Facts. They were all facts.
Yep.
They were all facts. I need to
Mhm.
hire him, and we need to go on the road. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, on point about the advertisement, because we all know that's the reason that they don't.
Yep.
That's one of many, but yes. Yeah, I didn't know about him either until right before the pandemic,
Hmm.
2019, 2018, when I started seeing them pop up in my social media feed. So I did some research, and
Hmm.
yeah, it's all facts. So yeah, we do think America needs to know for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what
Okay.
stood out to me.
Okay. All right. Cool. How about you? What say you, brother?
Yeah, no lies detected. And as everyone else said, I had no idea of what an IUL was or even how it worked, you know,
Hmm.
maybe 2 years ago. And yes, it is information that everyone should know. And yes, there's a reason why this information is being, you know, compressed. It's not, you know, not being put out there.
Hmm.
And it's for everything he said. I did a little bit of research, and it's hard to kind of calculate how much tax revenue would be lost because everyone, there's some people, there's 163 million working adults. Not everyone would qualify for it. You don't know how long they would have a policy, but by and large, just on a $5,000 policy per year with 6% growth, the tax ramifications would be about $7 billion.
And this is why we love Coop. Data.
Yes. And this is
Yeah,
why, man, bruh.
the numbers.
Who's the Ninja Turtle that was the very analytical one? Who was that? Donatello? Who was it? The one that was always calculating.
Yeah.
Anyway, that just shows my age. So
Then you have me and Michelangelo eating pizza all the time. So
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, cool. That's spot on, man. That's so. Thank you for that, brother.
Mhm.
That's huge. I'm gonna swing back around to everybody because all you guys are hitting certain buttons. AJ, how about you, man?
Yeah, I guess this will be kind of like our first, and this is an alert. This is our first AMG stamp of approval.
Oh, yeah,
There's,
yeah. That we approve of this message.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of the ones that, I really found out again, it's something that I guess the only little hindsight I would say,
Hmm.
it's say when you take it out, a lot of people again are gonna be like thinking like, oh, I'm gonna take a withdrawal from it. And it's not a withdrawal, it's a loan against it. So that would be kind of like the only caveat I have. But again, that's something that he would probably dive into further if
Yeah.
it was at the time. But yeah, everything is bang on point. Um, just like Trav said, we always thought it was about the death benefit growing up and everything like that. And even Mondo, me and you growing up in
Hmm.
the like
Hmm.
final expense life
Hmm.
insurance sector.
Yep.
So really we were all about death.
Yep.
So having this where it's a different products and for different purposes, it's really cool. And then like I said, all the benefits of it. You have the polarity of the death benefit plus now your cash value that's accumulating up, and it's
Yep.
it's a wild product.
So it's in regards to all permanent life insurance, right? So not I won't say all, yeah, all. So whole life, universal life, IULs, all anything that has us building cash value, right? I mean variable as well, variable like builds cash. So there's different. You're splitting hairs here, but you get my point. Like term doesn't do that, right? Um, so what's interesting to me though is why. Like I know what he said. But I want to drill down on how come this has been kind of tucked away. Now, I know we heard what he said because there's no tax revenue being generated if everyone was getting, permanent whole life, IULs, whatever, permanent life insurance and leveraging cash value tax advantages, blah, blah, blah. If everyone was doing that, there'd be no tax revenue. I get that. But why do you think it was on the hush though? Like beyond that? Let's talk maybe conspiracy theory a little bit. Let's dig a little bit, Coop, right? Like, what's another reason they probably kind of we'll make this available, but Don't tell nobody. Why? Anybody got any assumptions other than me?
Okay, since we down this rabbit hole,
Okay. Yep.
I like conspiracy. Something.
Okay. All right.
But since it's in our industry, let's go ahead and go with it. So,
Okay.
how about class?
Okay. Let me get my notes. Yep. Go ahead.
How about class?
Mm-hmm.
They love the division of class. I say they, if you know, you know, if you don't, oh well. So, the division of class is a big deal in this country. A lot of countries, actually.
Yeah.
So, you have the haves and the have-nots. Again, if you know, you know. If you know about this program or this contract situation, then you're in. If you don't know, nobody's going to tell you because, unfortunately, human nature is, in a lot of people, probably the majority, they don't like sharing information to bring the next man up. So there's a lot of that in there.
Okay.
Class.
Class. I like that. Numero uno coming in hot. All right. Before I start giving my 2 cents, anybody else have something to offer to that? What's an assumption or maybe a conspiracy theory, if you will, regarding the hushness of this? Cool.
But
Trav, AJ?
I think why the upper class would withhold. Why would they do it? And I think it's because they're the ones that tend to own and operate the institutions that are able to double back. Because it's not just tax revenue in terms of what the government receives from, retirement accounts. It's also tax revenue from what the business generates, and, for offering the retirement accounts.
Yeah.
So they're doubling back.
Yep.
They don't want everybody to know because that's how they're funding their policies. It's because they're the owner of those institutions.
Okay.
A lot of times.
Okay.
Maybe not every time, but
All right. Cool, AJ. This is good. Okay. AJ, you got anything?
Don't have anything other to add to that. And then for the folks who have heard about it, from a conspiracy standpoint, they don't believe it. They don't believe it to be true.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
One bad thing about it, I knew it was something with those IULs.
Exactly.
What class is that, though? Majority.
So,
And there's that.
the division of class is it's subtle in a different industry. I'm gonna pivot for a quick second. Let's talk food and grocery. Let's talk food and grocery for a second. The quality of goods you will find at Whole Foods and compared to Aldi. The price point of those foods, the food and the goods at Whole Foods, is way different than where? Aldi. Who are they catering to up here and who are they catering to down here? It's right in our face every day. Every single day. So it's not as maybe I don't know what the word is, but it's not a bad thing, but it is a division of class though, Woods. You get what I'm saying? It is like you don't see certain types of individuals. When I went yesterday to Whole Foods, my family, it's a completely different demographic in there than if you go to Aldi or certain other types of grocery stores.
Sure.
And what they do, they can't keep it on a hush because anybody can drive by and see it, but they can definitely prevent you from going in a second time. When you go in the first time, you see the price points. You see you spend $80 and you walk out with a little bitty bag versus $80 at Aldi. You walking out with a truck full of groceries. The price points is the divider.
Yep.
Okay. AJ, you and I were talking about this recently, man. I think even going back to the insurance industry, the product, why is it so hushed, this and that and the other? I truly believe that there are financial vehicles that are built for a higher net worth type of a person. Right? They're built for them. And they're also incentivized. Higher net worth people typically, what AJ and I talk about all the time, are the producers of the country and not the consumers. And the government likes to create products that are tax advantage, tax free, even that are wonderful products to keep the producers producing, keeping the producers profitable, to give a hookup, if you will, to the producers so that way they keep producing and stimulating the economy for the consumers to keep consuming. And when they consume more, who's getting taxed? Them.
Mm-hmm.
And where's the bigger demographic? Here, consumers. There's way more consumers than there are producers. So let's take this small group of producers and give them a hookup so they can have more revenue, give them tax breaks. Let's create these little contracts so they don't have to pay taxes on them and give them free retirements, blah, 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 tax-free retirements. Let's do all this, incentivize them to have more revenue, stimulate their pockets so they can stimulate the economy that we're taxing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't know about it.
And that is on full display in the UK. Just came back from over there. Did a lot of searching for IULs.
Man,
And every page, high net worth individuals.
booyah.
That's the first line of their advertisement
Uh-huh.
for high net worth individuals.
I have a friend, to your point. So as you're walking around London, Larry, and you sent me some information on that, the things you were finding, right? We chopped it up a little bit about that last couple of weeks. I have a friend over in Switzerland. The same narrative you just said, he said the same thing. He said, I can't find, I know it's here in Switzerland, but I can't find it. And he did some digging and some searching. And what he ended up finding out is that this particular type of contract, these insurance contracts, very similar, I mean, almost spot on to the United States, over there are kept for high net worth people. Regular financial advisors won't even talk to you about them unless you got a certain amount of net worth. And when you have that net worth, they're still going to qualify you to see if you can make it in the back room because that's where the policies are. It is very hushed there. And then out of the blue, he gets an invite to go to a summit that was for who?
High net worth.
High net worth people. He got invited. He got a random email. It's kind of like God's just like covering the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I know you've been searching this. Let me drop that on you. And he gets an email with an invite to a high net worth summit in regards to cash value life insurance. Check that out. He went to this thing and he said it was the elite of the elite. And even to really drill down into it, he said they were still kind of protective while they were on stage of the information. Like they shared like maybe half of it, but they're still, and they actually, I forgot what the name, and maybe was it you, Larry? There's another name for it. I know over there they call it like private family policies or something like that. But
Something like that, yes.
yeah, it's something like that where they actually have a name for this like little division. Right. I mean, they keep it close to the chest.
Mhm.
Okay. So to learn the functions of these contracts, my friend and I are having these conversations so that way he can take the information and, translate it over there to do his business. Right. Which I find very fascinating. So is it fair to say with those examples with England and Switzerland, is it fair to say that America was doing the same thing for a long time until social media got hip to it?
Oh, absolutely.
Social media exposed it. Right? When's the last time you saw an IUL commercial, Coop, after a Geico commercial? Never. When the last time, Travis, you saw State Farm commercial? Then after that, you're talking about permanent life insurance and tax-free vehicles right after. You have it. You're not. Right? I find it very, very interesting that it's like, now let's flip it. So let's go to the middle class. And this is where I kind of want to encourage people. This is the encouragement part. That's the reason you haven't known about it. And if you're watching this and you're hearing about IULs, that's because you and I and all of us probably here were not raised in that upper echelon. I can't speak for y'all. Were y'all, any of y'all raised in the upper echelon, the elite world, fellas? Any of y'all? I wasn't.
I wasn't.
Nope.
Okay. That's why we didn't hear about it, because we weren't in the room. when somebody says, hey, there's a room over there and you could do this, that, and the other, is it better to say where? Oh, let me walk closer and learn about this room. Let's see what's in this room. Let's study the room. Or is it fair to say, room where? Man, that room don't exist, man. That's some garbage. That's a that ain't real, man. That's Santa Claus, bro. Like what? Oh, man, you can't do that. Well, how do you know if you've never been in the room?
Mhm.
What did my man say in the video? The best way to prove it is to get you some.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
What did he say? The best way to prove it is to get some. So, okay, maybe you're not coming in at a high net worth number, but you come in at your number. Get you some, which is, I know is not proper grammar, but you get what I'm saying. You know? I think that's interesting, man. Like for me, this is huge because there's so many people that are coming to the light, if you will. But to go back to our last, 3, 4 calls, AJ, you want to make sure when you're coming to the light, there's actually the correct light. What's that animal? It's a fish that has a little light out front that attracts bait, and then when it gets close, it eats you.
Oh, yeah.
The angler, is it called an angler or something like that?
Anglerfish, yeah.
Based on our conversations we've had the last few weeks, you got to be careful that light is the correct light where someone's setting you up the right way. Someone who's been in the room, knows the room, navigating the room, put people in the room,
Mm-hmm.
versus somebody who ain't never been there, don't even have one themselves, but yeah, dangling a light talking about how awesome it is. Because when you get up close to that light, guess what's going to happen? That contract going to eat you alive because they didn't know what they were doing.
We see one of those in the national news right now.
Right. For real. Exactly. Exactly. I forgot about that. Exactly. Exactly. Interesting, man. All right. So if that's the case, if like, well, all right, well, what's the proper attitude though, guys? Like, I want to ask y'all this. So someone says, okay, well, I'm hearing about this. What should I believe? It's the safest. Why is it the safest? Like, let's talk about that. He said this is the safest industry to invest in. Why? That's the first question I would ask. I heard about tax benefits and all that, but that's just tax benefits. Why is it the safest? There's a deep. Let's drill down on that. We talk about it when we do presentations. But Larry, you can start, man. What's the reason?
It's an insurance contract. So when it's in an insurance contract, it's secured by the insurance company, and there are laws and policies around themselves. So
That it is what it is.
it is what it is.
Did you know that the insurance industry is the most highly regulated industry in America?
12 times over. Yes.
It's regulated more than medicine. It's regulated more than actual like legal in law, which is kind of ironic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the most highly regulated industry. I would doggone there say in the world, but definitely in America. Cool. I'll let you. I don't know if you have something to offer to that, but same deal. Like, why is it safe? So he said contracts. Well, why is it safe? If I'm just
Insurance companies are also insured 10 times over by other insurance companies.
Oh, so reinsurance. Oh, okay. So they're reinsured. I had actually, my buddy asked me that not too long ago. He said, how do I know that my money is good? Like what if the company goes out of business? I'm sure somebody watching right now, like, okay, I'll sign up with ABC company. What if they go out of business? What happens then? Got you, Larry. Right, got you. Like, what happens then? Uh-huh. You can't answer that one, can you? Well, Coop just told us. It's the insurance industry protecting itself from itself.
By law.
Right. Isn't that kind of cool though? It's protecting itself from itself. It's like what's the Coop, those animals that can like regenerate an arm? Like you bite it, like, it gets like arm falls off and like a week later they get the arm back. You know what I'm saying? That might be an alien. I don't know, but whatever. I think it's the animals that do that. Some sort of
Hey,
reptiles or something. I don't know.
I'll say we do it with our fingernails, right? They regenerate.
True, true, yeah, true.
Another part too is that you cut off the middleman. Like talking about safety, there's one thing that everybody in America, the banks make it safe for, and it's something called the FDIC, right? And that's the insurance company that protects your money up to 250 grand, or some places has a little bit more of an extension. But what is the FDIC? It's an insurance it's an insurance company basically. So you're just cutting out the middleman here. That simple.
Pretty much.
You just directly insuring your money versus putting your money in the bank when they have insurance for your money.
Right.
So if they're doing it, you should feel safe that you're doing it.
Okay, so Trav, let me ask you a question then. So to the accounts that AJ's talking about, and Larry even said it's a contract between you and the carrier, right? And AJ's talking about FDIC and accounts and stuff like that. Isn't it fair to say that if you have an account, you're a participant? If you're in a contract, you're the owner of the contract. Which one will make you feel more safe? I think the ownership will make me feel safe, Travis. But what about you? Maybe you feel different. Maybe being a participant at a bank, a participant at a 401k, a participant at this Roth, a participant, because that's what you are. You're the owner of Jack.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm a participant in my banking because I bank with Wells Fargo. And guess where they insure my money? With insurance contracts through BOLI.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the banks insure their money. The insurance companies are holding and providing that reassurance for the banks.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have a contract with an insurance company any day out and cut the bank out.
So it makes you the owner, though. Obviously, it's
Right.
kind of rhetorical, guys, but what's more powerful, ownership or participation?
Definitely
Ownership
ownership.
every day.
Ownership, man. Ownership all day long. And that's the part where I had to have a paradigm shift years ago. And I started realizing, well, wait a second. Hold on. And then I learned that banks don't use banks. That sounds crazy, AJ, doesn't it? Like somebody probably looking sideways at the screen right now when I said that. Okay, let's break it down, Coop. Let's break it down for everybody. Banks don't house the money they want to grow in their own buildings. Banks don't use banks.
Facts.
Say it again. Banks don't use banks. So when I was back it up a little bit. Well, if you count, most people think, man, the bank, they got money. Man, the bank got money. They got, okay, because, we're going to put money in the bank, blah, 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 blah. So everybody does it. You just kind of monkey see, monkey do. You just, want the money in the bank. Okay, cool. All right, do that. But no one ever asked, what's the bank doing with the money? Has everybody ever asked that? Actually, so if you're watching this, ask yourself, have I ever asked myself, what's the bank doing with the money? Well,
That you don't see.
that you don't see. So if you want to have bread, so to speak, money, dividends, moolah, like the bank does, you might want to do what the bank does. They put their money where, Coop? Where they put it?
So it's bowling.
And bank-owned life insurance. Okay? So if they're putting their money into contracts, okay, I'm gonna drill down a little bit more, AJ. So let's say we got the Mondo AJ Bank, okay, and we've got 3 participants, Coop, Travis, and Larry. These 3 guys are putting their money into the Mondo AJ Bank every month, like clockwork. Okay, now they're participants at our bank, right? We're holding their funds. Is it smart to do A, put the money that they put into our bank and put it into another participant's vehicle, where now Mondo AJ Bank is a participant of another institution? Is that smart? Or B, we take the money that's in our institution and we put it into a vehicle, a contract that we are now the owner of? Which one's smarter? It's rhetorical.
Will be
be
all day.
all day long. But when you put it like that, it's like you got to drill down and ask like real basic, simple, almost sounding dumb questions. What are they doing with it? What's the people, man? They got bread. Okay, let's find out what they're doing. If someone you meet someone or whatever, or you see someone, like I love even that video we play, man, of Shaq Woods. You know, the one he's talking about. He rolled up on the dude that was driving the Rolls Royce,
Yep.
old guy in his 80s or something, and he just said, "Hey, how?" That is one of the best questions you can ask somebody.
Yep.
One word. How?
Yep.
And I'm not saying ask the person that live up the street from you driving a lack. Ask them how. I'm talking about you go somewhere and you see the Rolls Royce dude, the old lady, and and you can tell they just different. They thinking different. They operating different. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They on that different stuff. How? And I guarantee you they're going to mention all types of different things, but one thing they're going to mention, and probably the majority of what they invest in or have their money in, is are things that they are the owner of.
Mm-hmm.
Owner.
Owner or have control of.
Or have control of. Right. Exactly. Exactly. I don't get on my soapbox, man. I get passionate about this, Travis, because I think this is where I think this is what is it called, man? Like the little layer that a lot of, especially people that the area we come from, middle class, all that stuff, you got to get past that skepticism.
Yeah.
And belief in your own self too.
And call it what it is. You're limiting beliefs of yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, you know what? That's cool," but
That's for them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know why it is? Because you just made it about them.
Yep.
That's why.
I think in a lot of the places I came from growing up, we would just be very dismissive about it. You know, it's a trust fund person. It's a trust fund baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, just leave it at that. That was handed down to him. You know, ain't no way I'm gonna have anything handed down to me. So, you know, then and it's just dismissing the entire conversation. Like, ain't nothing I can do to get there.
That's a soapbox of my own. I absolutely hate that. Like despise, like absolutely despise anybody that hates on someone that's like, "Oh, that kid's a trust fund baby. He can't get it out the mud." It's like, I don't have kids yet, but that's my main goal to achieve is that way my kids have something. Like I don't know, it's like a Pandora's box of it. It's just like, all right, your goal is to strive to have the best for your family, but at the same time too, you're now dissing someone whose family did that for them, the exact same thing that you're trying to do. It makes zero sense.
Zero.
Like absolutely zero sense.
That
Very well
Yeah.
put, AJ.
well put, bro. Yeah. Yeah. When we talk to a lot of people, guys, about this particular vehicle or whatever it is, and I think I'm freezing up. Okay, there we go. This particular vehicle, and I see sometimes I see people where they're really trying to push through that programming, right? It's like it sounds too good to be true, or is it really the safest? Or, but it's life insurance. Yeah, it's life insurance. It can be used multiple different ways, but yeah, but it's about the death benefit. That's how you've been taught. What do they think? Find out. What's going on in that room over there? Can you imagine that guy in the video, AJ, the people in that room that were just like mind just blowing up left and right? And he's hitting them with all these different things.
Open a whole new road. Next chapter.
Well, a big part of, okay, I'm gonna open up some, guys. I'm gonna open this up. Stop me, Larry, if I get too ignorant. Okay. I know you will. The producer and consumer conversation.
Mhm.
It is totally okay to come from a consumer environment and even mindset, if that's been your truth and is your truth. But it is okay to transform to a producer mindset in programming. Well, Mondo, I don't have the money yet. Stop. You're not going to have it if you're thinking that the money is the thing that puts you from consumer to producer. The money isn't the thing that takes you from consumer mindset to producer mindset. It's mindset. I didn't say consumer money to producer money. I said consumer mindset to producer mindset. The mindset shift is what's going to produce the things for you and others. How can I fix problems for others and myself? How can I versus how can I just eat and take and get and eat and take? Oh, okay. Well, I want to get over here. Start with what you can start with. Number one, mindset. Get around different people who are thinking differently. Stop listening to people with no credentials. Ain't never done it, but got all the mouth in the world. Talk to people who have been over there, who are over there. Then say, okay, all right, I don't have the resources you have, but I'm acquiring the mindset that you have, though. I'm on my way. So how do I track by track, not the whole railroad track at the same time, but I just give me one thing of wood, and I can go 1, 2, 3, and I'm getting over there. All I got is $300. But can I put it to work the way y'all put it to work? Because you got the right mindset, so I can start producing. Maybe I can start a business. Maybe I can start solving problems for people and helping people. That's a big part of it. It's not just about how can I take this little money and make more money so I can consume more things. That right there is the biggest challenge that I would, and straight up, that I see with a lot of people I meet with. It is 100% about them. Call it what it is. It's 100% about them. It's very little to do with producing something. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Hey, Larry, I know you said I can do this, but about 3 months in, I'm gonna pull that money out because I need to go do. Okay, look, hold on, time out. How is that moving the needle from your current reality to the future reality of the room?
Yep.
It's not. And that's my soapbox, AJ. Straight up. Y'all got soapboxes? Y'all can share because we all got. It's like, but seriously, man. So Woods, I mean, I see your responses here, man. What's your 2 cents on that, man?
No, that's real. The mindset is real. Yeah. You want to enter in a contract like this to continue to be a consumer, then this contract's not for you. It's just not.
No.
Because again, that class that has been keeping it away from people all of this time, that ain't what they use it for.
No.
It's a long-term goal with them. It's a long-term play.
Yes. We talked about the crock pot. Not a skillet.
Yeah.
Or a microwave.
Or an air fryer.
Simmering on low. Nobody wants a roast that's cooked in 2 minutes.
Heck no.
No.
Might as well eat your car tires.
Yes.
And I'll say, and there's one part, the Mondo, that you said that I don't think it kind of went by the wayside.
Okay.
And it's a single word, and you said start.
Right.
You can start from anywhere.
Right.
But it goes back to one of our last conversations. You can start, but then you have to control your expectations on where you're starting from. So one of the biggest things that we see, and I'm in a place where I have the mindset of a consumer, but I'm changing to a producer, and I want to start somewhere, but then you have the expectation that where you're starting from is going to put you in a spot over here. It's a slow roll. Like you said, have it as a slow cooker. You might start from here. You can get to here, but your expectation is this long. It's not like this. It's this. Now, you might have someone that's coming through, they're a producer and they don't know anything about this, and they're starting from here and they're getting to here. Okay, now your expectations can go a little bit smaller just because you have more resources to put in. But it's changing from that mindset. And actually, me, Mondo, and Craig, we have a special person in our life. And I remember he always used to tell me this. He was like, AJ, he was like, money is not an object to safe hold. It's a tool to use to progress you further. Stop looking at it as something that you can always hold and safeguard, use it as a tool to produce more. And it's always stuck in my head. Like he's like, you can get more of it. It's as long as you're in the mindset of a producer, you can always get more of it. Stop
Yep.
trying to safeguard it, use it as a tool to propel you forward. And
Yep.
that's always stuck to me.
Yep.
They call it currency for a reason.
Ooh. Boy, you working out Webster's on us.
It's
Yeah,
designed
definition.
to move, always move. It doesn't sit still. It moves. It's current.
Mm. Speaking of mindset, I had a conversation recently with a buddy of mine. And I'm sure all you gentlemen have had conversations with good friends of yours. And you know how you have those conversations where you're listening to your friend, right? And then he says something and it kind of hits you a little. And you're like, should I call him on that? Right? So, not calling it a bad way, but it was more to challenge his limiting beliefs of himself. Right? When you that kind of you hear something, you hear your boy say something that it's like, man, you shouldn't be thinking that, bro. Like you putting yourself in bondage. Right? It was that. So when he said what he said, actually, I'll tell you. So here's the example. So phenomenal guy, has a great small business, doing his thing. Phenomenal guy. He loves to celebrate others' successes. Great quality to have, right, Coop? He is a cheerleader for people that are winning. He has a hard time cheering for himself. He does. Has a hard time with that. So, after some time, I start opening my phone book to him. Say, hey, man, you mentioned this. I know a guy. Hey, you mentioned that. I know somebody. Hey, it's just, and I'm not talking about, hey, I know a guy that can cook some ribs. I ain't talking about that, Coop. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know a guy. You know what I'm saying? And that in the far as the class thing, Larry, a guy that's in the room.
Got it.
I know a guy in the room, and I've done this a few times to help my man out. So after the third or fourth time, whatever it is now, he says to me recently, yeah, I had a meeting with your guy. He went to the room 2 different times in the last 2 weeks, literally last 2 weeks. Went to the room, if you will, with 2 different guys that have been in the room. They've been in there. They camped out on like lazy boys. These guys have been up in there chilling. I get my boy with them. Phenomenal time, ideas, just relationship building, this, that, and the other. He tells me, man, it was awesome, man. We talked about this. Man, he even said, man, he wanted to get in on the thing with me. And he had somebody, he was going to introduce me to his boy and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's how it works. And he said this right here. It got on my nerves, but I called him on it. He said, yeah, but I ain't there yet, man. So, but when I get there, I'll feel like I can really dance, with those guys at that level. But, I'm trying to keep it together because I know they at that level, and I ain't there yet. But when I get there, I'm gonna be able to da 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 da. And I'm like, bruh, what are you talking about? I literally put you in a wheelchair and ushered your behind into the room. And you turn around and say, man, I ain't there yet. Okay. I was like, look, man. And here was the mindset shift. And so when I said this part to him, it really jacked him up. And I know he's thinking about it even now. I said, my man, look, the problem is you think that money is the currency that qualifies you to be there, wherever there is. You think that you got to have a certain amount of money to be there, to be justified, to be worthy enough of conversations and business and all this stuff with them. You feel like until your personal pocket looks a certain way, that's where my value is going to be enough to feel comfortable with being over there. Here's the problem. The currency that you're operating with is completely different than the currency they're operating with. He said, well, what are you saying? The currency of the room is time and ideas. That's the currency. They don't care about your money. Money is what AJ said. It's a tool to get more and to do things and solve problems. You thinking it's the thing that's going to qualify you to be in the room. No, I put you in the room. You're good, but you keep walking out and I'm pushing you back in and you keep walking back out. Bro, stay in there. These guys are spending time with you. They are sharing ideas with you. They are offering to do business and spend the resource with you to make the idea come to life. And a day later, you talking about, well, when I get there, I'll be what is that? What is that? To me, and I challenged, I said, my man, that's bad programming, dog. You got to let that thing go. What dollar amount, Coop, would it take for him to feel like he's there in the room? He probably don't even know. So how does that relate to this whole conversation? I think it's a direct bullseye on how we think, our limiting beliefs. The room over there, they're playing by, I don't want to say different rules, they're having different conversations. When you have different conversations, you have different access to certain things. If you meet with AMG, you are in the room. Now, whether you got in the room with $1 or $1 million, you in the room. As long as you're willing to start working on that mindset and reprogram like we all have right here. Like we all have. And still tweaking, if we're being honest, right, guys?
Yep. And we're not perfect by any means.
No. But I'm saying, man, look, the best way to get kicked out of a room where people are doing it is to act like you don't belong there. Or believe you don't belong there. Because they can smell it. It stinks. People with great mindsets, Craig, can smell a poor mindset a mile away and can't stand it.
We'll run from it.
And we'll run from it. If you don't believe in yourself and they believe in themselves, they like, man, I can't, that's cancerous.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't fooling with that. I'm not saying fake it till you make it. Ain't nothing faking about it. I'm saying just freaking believe in yourself wherever you are. Whether you got the money they have or whether you don't. But the cool deal is understanding, I helped him understanding the currency is ideas and time.
Especially time. You can't get that back.
Can't get that back. And when you get a guy or a gal sitting there spending time, or a group of people spending time with you, having, time, and people who are doing it, if you get more than 10 minutes, you in pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to invite if they spend more than 10 minutes with you. But you sitting in an hour in deep with this guy, and he talking about ideas, this, that, and the other, trying to help you expand your idea and even potentially like work with you on it and partner with you on it possibly, or invest in it, this and that and the other. So the encouragement is to take this story, this narrative, and say, look, if I'm going to get into these types of vehicles, it's not just the vehicle, it's who's driving it. And also, who's in the car, AJ? Right? I remember growing up, I used to hear, stay away from that corner. They ain't up to no good. You hang around them, you're going to be just like them. Anybody hear that before?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it different now as adults? Not. Okay, that's my third soapbox, Travis.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
But but thoughts though, man, like this hits a nerve because I think this is a part what holds people back. It's not feeling worthy. Ask yourself, when are you going to feel worthy? What's the day, the time, the resource, the dollar amount?
What's the milestone goal?
That's really going to turn the knob on that.
Mm-hmm.
the problem is with the same mindset, you think your mindset's going to change when you get the resources.
Bruh.
And you're just going to be a consumer with more with more
More
resources.
spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
that going back into that room gonna be the last thing on your mind.
why you see lottery winners.
Yep.
Hmm.
They have the resources, but they're gone.
Man, yeah, we'll let people go on this one, man. But I do think that full circle, what it comes down to, guys, is number one, yes, everything the man said in the video is true. And we endorse it. The AMG stamp of approval, right, guys? We're all about it.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to leverage what this gentleman is talking about, it starts here. He didn't get into that. It starts here, right? If all you've ever driven is a go-kart and somebody give you a Lamborghini and you're like, but yeah, I'm gonna drive it like I drive a go-kart. He's like, but it's a Lambo, but I'm gonna drive it like a go-kart. Like you about to die. you gonna crash. Like, it's not gonna work out. So I think the mindset is a big part of it. And the encouragement, I think, from all of us to anyone who's watching here is to challenge yourself to think different. Challenge yourself to change conversations into ideas, into looking for those rooms. It doesn't have to be a networking event. It can literally be one person, man. There's one individual, AJ, you know what it is, that changed my trajectory on how I think.
Yeah.
One person. One. My boy Duhan.
Mm-hmm.
He is the one that changed the game for me. Here. And when this changed, guess what, Coop? I had two nickels to rub together. Larry, you saw it.
Yep.
It had nothing to do with this. It had everything to do with this. And because of this, you end up getting this. So, final thoughts, guys. What's that, man?
I was saying it doesn't have to be a person that you like physically know. Like for me, my change was the fifth book right there that I have. It's Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like, what was I? I was probably
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right?
18, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
When I read it, just flipped the switch, and then that catapulted me to just learning more different avenues, light bulb switch, and then coming, Russell Brunson's, the Alex Hormozzi's of the world afterwards, and
Yep.
it
Napoleon Hill,
completely,
Think and Grow Rich, right?
just completely flips the table.
And here's what's crazy. When you hear these, we talk about these books, AJ, a poor mindset will hear two words we said. You said one book is called what?
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay. And the other one's called Think and Grow.
Grow Rich. Yep.
A poor mindset will hear those last two words, that last word, rich.
Go rich.
Oh, here they go, Larry, talking about, here they go, about money and how to get wealth. Time out. If you were to read these doggone books, you would realize they're not talking about that.
Yeah. Especially the old saying that we always hear too, and that kind of this goes back to us. What is the number one saying that we always hear about money? It is the root of what?
All evil.
All evil.
And they stick to that like it's gospel for everything when it comes to money.
Because it is gospel.
I'm telling you, man, when you get that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and was it Think and Grow Rich, it's talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Not here. So, Coop, you got any final thoughts, man? Trav, Woods, and we can get up out of here. Let everybody go.
You mentioned the word worthy several times, and that's a very operative word here. In our house, particularly with my sons.
Okay.
You are worthy of anything, right? You are worthy of whatever you want in life. The other part to that is that we tell them that anything is possible. You can do anything until you can't. Just have to believe in yourself, even when nobody else does.
Yep. Programming, man.
Right.
Programming. I love that. Trav, how about you, man? You got a little dude, little man at the house. How old is he now? 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Boy, time's flying, man.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Any final thoughts, my man?
Sometimes you'll hear the same thing over and over and you may not integrate it just yet. Time is not linear. Whenever it sinks is when it'll go into your roots, and that's when you'll start to grow from what the message is. I think the message here, even personally, like I've heard this message multiple times, but if you equate that to, well, I haven't seen the flip, I haven't seen the return, that's because, it takes a while before the water gets to the roots.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you need to hear it a couple of times, and you need to keep going back to, how do I integrate the mindset? Like, how do I build this into my nature? How do I become, the type of person that thinks a certain type of way? And just
It's a
keep
life.
going back to it until you see yourself bearing fruit.
It's a lifestyle, right?
Mhm.
So that's what you're saying.
Mhm.
It's a lifestyle switch.
Yeah, because I've heard the same message multiple times sometimes, and it may take a while before it sinks. And I think for some folks, it's like they've heard this same message, but maybe it's the conviction that you had in saying it that this time had it land.
Mm,
It's never too late, because late is irrelevant.
good stuff, man. All right, Woods, round it off, man, and we get out of here.
Yeah, that mindset. It's everybody doesn't like working out. So there's this thing called muscle memory.
Mm,
So sometimes you have to train another muscle. So I would employ training another way of thinking.
good. That's good.
I'm Gen X, so we grew up with, mom and dads having pensions, 401ks, IRAs, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
IULs wasn't in textbooks in school, textbooks in college.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when the veil is pulled back,
Yeah.
I can see how it's a little scary to some people who've never heard of it. But it does exist, as we've all made mention of through this podcast.
Right.
So I would definitely employ muscle memory, training that muscle memory to do something different,
Yeah.
to take another track, another way
Do
of
something
thinking, because that mindset is going to lead you one or two ways.
Pick your track, right?
Pick your track. Either
Pick
you're
your
going to
track.
stay the
I love
same flat course, or you're going to take a trajectory up. It's your
That's it.
call.
And when you say up, walking a flat street is way different than walking uphill.
Absolutely.
Take a little extra effort.
Yes.
Get them quads going. So, which means there's going to be some strain on some thinking and some challenges of like, okay, this doesn't feel natural.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean it's bad.
Doesn't
Just
mean it's
different.
bad. And you
Just
can't talk to everybody about it. Again, everybody ain't on the same page. So you're going in the
Man.
opposite direction of your nucleus. So yeah, you're gonna have some friction.
Yeah.
That means you're on the right track.
That saying of
Usually.
observe the masses and do the opposite.
Yes.
Observe the masses and do the opposite. Man, I've been living by that for a minute. So that's good, fellas. Well, guys, thank you. Hey, this has been a phenomenal, great conversation, man. I think some people who watch this can get something out of it. I know I have. And if you have any ideas, any thoughts, questions, or whatever, definitely DM us or make a comment down below. Let us know what you're thinking, what you may want to hear us talk about. If you have any ideas, send us a message, and we'll definitely get to that over the next coming days. But until then, everyone have a phenomenal day from AMG and Associates. Appreciate you all. Love y'all, man. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. Later.